Hi everybody, it's the 1st of December already, and as 2020 is coming to an end, we can all agree that it's been quite the year, with even the most experienced leaders having their confidence rattled with the ongoing challenges and disruptions of COVID-19. And during all the changes, the challenges and the unknowns, while leaders are responding to urgent needs at a time when their people are really experiencing these major stresses, major disruptions, both in their personal and in their professional lives, leaders are now starting to focus on and looking at new strategies, new ways for 2021 that will be more flexible and help their people adapt to changing situations and conditions. So with all that's unfolded this year, leaders are also starting to understand how important it really is to be able to learn the right skills, to be able to create that safe space for their people, both physically and mentally, so that their people feel supported, they feel safe, and that someone has their back. Now, just the other day, I had the pleasure of catching up with one of my managers from back when I used to work at Centrelink. It's been so long since we connected and caught up. He was my manager, and he was also one of my mentors who I looked up to. This particular manager, Ian, he was responsible for hundreds and hundreds of staff, quite a few offices across the Gippsland area here in Victoria. And for those of you who are familiar with Gippsland, particularly East Gippsland, you will know that they experienced many emergency events and natural disasters across the region over the years, affecting thousands of people, their families, their jobs, their livelihoods. Now, what Ian did really well, particularly in the challenging times, was that he built relationships and connected with people deeply. He really took the time to get to know them, every single one of them. He made it his mission. He got to know what they cared about. He got to know what was really important to them, what they liked, even the name of their pet, their birthday, their footy team. He got to know everything about them, regardless of what was going on and the challenges that were happening. He made time to be there supporting his people. So why am I sharing this with you? Well, here's the thing. To be a great leader means putting in the hard yards. Leadership is it's an all-time affair. It's not a sometimes affair. Too many leaders, they take their titles and authority for granted. Some of them even believe that just because they're where they are on the hierarchical chart that they deserve respect. Well, it doesn't work like that. It really doesn't. We're human beings. Leaders must reset their state of mind and take more responsibility with their actions and be more accountable for the effect that their influence has on their people and the organisation as a whole. So with Ian, for example, he always started his day with visionary. He made people feel like they mattered and that he truly cared about them. He really did. And people found him caring, approachable, because he made it about others. And as a result, people had his back too. They really cared about him. They performed, they got the results, they achieved consistently because they didn't feel like just another bum on seat. They felt like they belonged, like they were a part of a team, they were a part of a family, and that they were cared about. So take the time, connect with your team daily. Start a 30-minute morning huddle, start tomorrow. And, if your teams are split, bring them in through Zoom. Come together, talk about things that matter, talk about how are people feeling right now, what are their beliefs, what are their values, what are their attitudes, what are their expectations, their goals. Perfect time to increase your capability bank as a leader. Listen with the intention to hear and assist. Use collaborative techniques, go around the room, ask people what needs to be improved. What are the gaps? What are they finding they need right now? What can we do different? Ask what resources do your people need to feel connected, to feel supported, so that they can work better and get the results needed. I want you now to have a little think about the leaders that you've known and reported to over the years. Were they, in your eyes, great? Were they effective? Were they caring? Or were they adequate, woeful, disconnecting, uncaring, undervaluing? How did they make you feel? Did they make you feel empowered, excited, capable, or did they make you feel inadequate, like you didn't matter, like you didn't even exist, undervalued? Now what I want you to do is I want you to have a little think about your own team. I want you to think about how do you make them feel?